I tried to show you different things, okay? So let's look at one part that's troubling you. This part. You see? What do you see happening to my base?
It's not checked.
What?
It's not checked.
I think it is checked. You see? I think it is checked. You see it? Watch the solution though. It's not check myself more. It's here. Not here. This His energy is going that way, you're pushing it. Let it keep going that way, but around you. Okay? When you go like this, it's already there. You can lighten the elbow. How much is there? Couple ways. 10 count more. Yield more. But as opposed to this, there's too much elbow coming at you. Make his elbow up. Here. Like you're going to cut in his head. You're not worried about his elbow yet. Cut. Same cut. Even though I'm touching the elbow, don't push on it yet. Cut his head. He'll counter it. Got light now. As he tries to go around the throwing energy, it exposes the elbow. Then you can take some off here, in, and it goes around. Take some off here, he counters, goes around. Yield, attack, counter, around. So we'll do, so I know how to lighten this one. Now we're doing this one. It's not here. It's over here. And you're going to do the same thing. It goes around you. It goes around you. Around you. Around you. Around you. Here I'd like you to notice, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do this. You can go in. Do the same thing. Because the internal aspect. You can. You understand? Don't get trapped externally.
Pipe.
Right? Watch my legs now. This is a marker. Okay? Because usually what happens is you overpower, you see, and like you saw, oh, I gotta do something else. So I come over here. Watch my legs. Boom. Boom. They're always on this center line. You see that? As opposed to out, out. I'm not fighting him. So omote is I'm going to let the yang energy through me. So I don't want to deviate around it like in a ura. Do you understand? So as I'm coming in, we already know there's that strike. But there's no resistance on it. I don't have an angle that he could push on. You see? So you already have attack the center. And you're going to have that repeatedly. So boom, pop is right there. Boom, boom is the other one. And as you come through, boom is the other one. Center, pop, boom. I just want you to look at my feet for a few reps, okay? And my handwork on the first one. Center, pop, center, in. Center, pop, pop, in. Now bring your attention back to my hands and you see that I still have to have the curves to allow me to do that. Okay? So I'm still doing the curves. So there's still, the ura aspect is still in there, but it's not without the penetration potential. In, in. Now see if you can observe both. Okay? Try it. So, again, that's generally the external aspect of it, okay? But you can't even do the external aspect of it without the internal aspect, okay? So, for example, those kicks I was showing, if I was pushing on him externally, I wouldn't be able to raise my feet, okay? Or some of you experienced. So, we did a gateway video on this, okay? So here is his resistance of his elbow represented here, you see? And if I try to walk, I will take myself off balance, okay? But when I learn to ground, then I can walk, okay? So I'll demonstrate it in the form. But do you know where you were doing it, what I'm talking about? Your foot kind of floats, so you're here, you're like, whoa. It kind of hangs there, okay? As opposed to, you don't need your base. Do you see? I didn't need the brace and angle base because the energy is being vectored down. Do you see that? So you didn't see a big deviation. You can see my kick still come around and I still brought him around, okay? So, going to the energetic one, you want to play with your Aikido and your Kokyu, and you want to play with the in-between, the liminal state of yin and yang aspects. That's where you want to hang out, okay? And that's where the Aikido is. So, internally, I'm letting his energy go through me. Down to the ground. The yang aspect is being generated by him per prescription, and I let that ground and go in me. So I want you to pay attention now how I'm not really interested in arm control, okay? You'll see that because I'm just interested energetically, what concentrically happens is I'm actually manipulating his body, you see, because his yang aspect is more in his body than in his hand, especially at the distal end, okay? So if you watch, I'm kind of inside his movement and he's going around me. Well, I'll keep the external part the same, okay? So here, boom. Just watch. Watch his body now. His body. And you'll see I kind of like surfing the tube. Surfing the tube. All that is possible because his energy is not actually pushing on me. It is going around me. It is going around me. But if I do that externally, you won't get your feet, you won't be able to move. You can't stay up with him. You see? You have to wait for him to go off of you. Off of you, and then you enter. Because you had to wait for it to go off of you to enter, you're reduced to fighting the arm, not the person. Or you couldn't kick if you wanted to kick. Okay? The point of the training is to not feel here. It's not to pin his elbow. There is a spiritual aspect to it, as we've been mentioning. My body, when it enters the liminal state of the yin and yang aspects, my two minds will concentrically reconcile. But there's also a martial one. So I already showed it. You wouldn't be able to kick. If he's heavier, he's going to compromise your base. You're going to have to pull, all this kind of stuff, okay? But what you're not realizing is the mechanical advantage you perceive is not actually there, okay? So, I am not a big man, but I am much stronger than you, okay? So she comes around. Go ahead, it's fine. I won't even deal with the inertia. Here we go. Go. Well, I'll give you here.
Okay.
Push down. Push down. So again, I'm not trying. You could do this. Push. And in that, I can do my stuff. Of course. I picked that one because it seems like, oh, so able to do it. But no. Okay? You want to have nothing here in the ground. Nothing here in the ground. So resist, resist, not here. You get it? Through me and around. Again, resist, resist, no, through me. I don't push on it. Okay? Try it again. Okay, so my research and my personal practice experiences that all pre-modern technologies of self, what they're trying to do is get you in what scholars of religion have called the liminal state. When you get into a liminal state, you then have the what I call the ego tripartite mind. It'll slow, stop, deconstruct, stop driving your agency. Okay, put you in the mystical state. So in Aikido, for example, you're always going to have the physical component, but you're going to always have the internal component, okay? You wouldn't do like a lot of I would say, contemporary Tai Chi, where they try to take out the external component all the time. I'm all for doing that so that you can see what is actually happening at the internal level. But I'm not for that that's the way, okay? You do want to move, you want to have your external level concentrically manifesting the internal level. So for our three components, you would always have the physical component being concentrically manifested and vice versa at the energetic component. Do you understand? We're not shooting for one or the other. Okay, so if you have modern Aikido and you're all external, I'm going to say no, because you can't enter a liminal phase with one aspect. And if we have the internal people and all they do is stand still and try to get everything to go through them, I would say no as well, because you're not into the liminal aspect of these technologies on how they function. Do you understand that? Okay. So, but it is helpful to take away as much external so that you could see, something else is going on. Like right now, probably the uke is the only one that could feel what he's feeling. So it's like I don't know what I'm feeling because he's not really there. There's not really resistance, but my body's moving all over the place. We try to describe it. It feels light. It feels void. These are all poetic expressions, okay? So what we're going to do now is, as he comes in, we'll do Ikkyo without any movement, okay? So I can't now take off externally any of that energy. That energy has to pass through me. This is that same energy that when I first showed you, that would push me too. This is the same energy from your Kokyu drills that I don't let that energy push through me. I'm now just doing it in what you would recognize as a walk. And I do this so you can see, there's a lot of circles around. Everything. Do you see that? Remember that first part? You're just around. If I force it, everything stops. He pushes me back because he weighs more than me. Okay? So try it again.